It's all messianic. It's a famed prophecy about Elijah, Eliyahu Novi coming for the great and terrible day of the Lord, and he will bring justice to the world, and of course usher in the coming of Mashiach, but restoring families, children and parents back together, not ripping them apart, not tearing them apart. That's precisely what Mashiach is not supposed to do.
Michelle, you're live on the air. Go right ahead with your question.
Okay, my question is about Matthew 10:34 through 36, and I'm connecting 33 with it, where Jesus says that, think not that I have come to send peace on earth, but a sword. And he goes on to say that he wants the man father and the daughter-in-law to be against the father and the mother-in-law. But my question is the reason why he's saying this is because of verse 20, not 20, the verse 33, where the person is denying him. So the person denies Jesus, and then Jesus is saying, since you deny me.
There's an elephant in the room. This is exactly what the Messiah is not supposed to do. Is I didn't come to bring peace but a sword. Wow. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 3 and 4. What is the Messiah going to do? And all Christians agree that that passage is speaking about the Messiah. And it says there that he will rebuke the nations. He will judge among the peoples. And what will they do? They'll take their swords and spears and they'll turn to plowshares and pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither will they learn of war anymore. What a difference, right? That's precisely the opposite of what Mashiach is supposed to do. Please look at the end of the book of Malachi. And Malachi is an important book because it's the last sefer, it's the last book in the prophetic segment of Tanakh. So how does Malachi end? It's all messianic. It's a famed prophecy about Elijah, Eliyahu Novi coming for the great and terrible day of the Lord, and he will bring justice to the world, and of course usher in the coming of Mashiach, but restoring families, children and parents back together, not ripping them apart, not tearing them apart. That's precisely what Mashiach is not supposed to do. So the first thing no is bingo. So if you look at Matthew chapter 10, verse 34, 35, 36, that's exactly what Mashiach is not supposed to do. The Messiah is going to bring peace to the world. The whole world will know about the one God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The knowledge of God will cover the worlds of water, covers the sea, Isaiah 11, verse 9. And families will be restored. Just see, all you need to do, you don't have to memorize verses. Just look at the last 5 verses of the book of Malachi. In a Christian Bible, that would appear as the last book in the whole, what Christians call the Old Testament. Just read it and go, whoa, there's no relationship between this and, okay. Now, the question is, how did this get in there? But why is it in there? That means, did Jesus historically, if we can go back with a video camera, right, back in time, and record it, is this historical? I doubt it. I don't believe this is historical, that the historical Jesus would have ever said anything really resembling this. But I think this is placed in there later on because as the Christian movement was emerging, remember, the Gospels are written at least 40 years after Jesus was crucified. Not 4 years, not 4 months, not 4 weeks. 40 years. That's the book of Mark. Matthew is like 10 years later than the book of Mark. So just think about that for a moment. What's happening is people are going, wait, but why are Christian families, like why are families falling apart? And you see that very frequently. I get this daily, emails from people who, person discovers the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but he's raising the Christian home, and the family just throws him out, and just disowns the person, puts, churches excommunicate, they block people, and they can't get back on the church. Even though we're love, 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 you tell your pastor or tell if you have an evangelical family, you tell them you've discovered that the God of Israel is found in the faith of Israel, the Jewish faith, and I believe in the Jewish faith, and I realize that Jesus is not the Messiah. They'll try to talk you out of it. They'll throw everything at you. They'll throw the kitchen sink at you. But eventually, many people become disfellowed. They become banned and barred, and there's no doubt that was happening back in the first century. It means when the Christian religion was emerging. So this was, no question, inserted into the Gospels in order to portray that, Jesus said this is supposed to happen, so this is prophecy. That's why it's really loaded in there. Because, you see, so it's packed in there in order to explain. Just like I've shared with you, what does it say in Matthew 16, 6 chapters later, that the Jesus being the Messiah is a secret, because people are going later, but he never said he's the Messiah. So the question is, why is the Christian religion, why is it breaking up families? Why is it shattering the fabric of a beautiful family where, one member of family is becoming a Christian? Or why is it doing that? No. Jesus has a prophecy that he's going to do this. And think not that I come to bring peace on earth, but the sword. That's really why it's in. That's the real reason why it's in there. You're never going to get that in Sunday school. You're going to get the other explanation. And a lot of people have trouble with that. Anyways, thank you for your thoughtful question. If you enjoyed this program, please like and subscribe.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נעשה בחפצו כל